and militarized world, they minister their husband and their children plus all household work kept silent before the presence of men and obeyed submissively each of the desires and orders. They were the pillar for family unity, work, and worship. Roles and traits of the Aztec men. The Aztecs conceived the mission of man on earth as a man to extol the goods and through it to glory his people. The conquer and serve in the temples were then the principal functions relied upon free men, for that they were trained from early age. Construction. The Aztec style in the art and agriculture was determined by religious inspiration. Thus, for example, as far as the architect know only for the remains that have survived, its most representative buildings are the pyramid temples. These, who followed the constructive tradition of the Maya, showed a stronger structure, while a temple or set of temples at its truncate top. Aztec art, in addition to the sculptures in stone, worked the metals, the wood, the fabrics, the pottery, the precious stones. In gold and silver they made pectoral necklaces, bracelets, and other adornments, as well as statues of wood. The Aztec style was very delimited by religious symbols, religion, and rites. It's a tradition behind politics, belief in many goods associated with nature. Their main debate were Tezcatlipoca, one of main goods, represented the evil god of the night, and his food was the hair of men. Hell carried mirror reflecting the deaths of making. Quetzalcoatl, god of air, displayed as father serpent, was the creator and benefactor of mankind. Education. The education was compulsory. The girls were educated by their mother to perform household chores. Only the nobles could go to learn to a king of monastery where they lived until the moment of the marriage. For the children there were two types of school, the Tepocatli and the Calmecac.
Aztec clothing. As in other cultures, the clothing of the Aztec varied according to the social position of the person. In general terms, it can be said that they made use of animal skins, vegetable pigments, feathers, and wool. These last two elements were of exclusive use of the highest social strata, the nobility. One detail that really stood out the dress was the color. The clothing was made by women aided by a loom. In the case of the Aztec warriors, the dress difference is mirrored in the ward. The most prominent used gold ornaments, shells, and very elaborate headdresses. Generally, the costumes were recreated the figures of some gods. Aztec warrior clothing, Codex Mendoza. Women used what is known as wheelpill and ketmill. Technically, it is a great sweater that underneath has a skirt above. They placed a blanket. Aztec women dressed. Aztec women clothed. The men dressed in a mantle, conformed by a strip of cotton that passed through the English and were tied to the waist. On the feet were the cattle, sandals that only have heel and was tied to the calf through strips. Both women's and men's clothing were made from mangue or isle fiber. This material was obtained by scraping the leaves or branches of the aforementioned trees. Over time, these fibers were replaced by cotton. The work of the fathers was developed with singular dexterity. The outline of the feathers was realized through the breeding of birds or the hunting. It is curious that the green feathers of quetzales are more valued than the sand gold. The reason is that this bird was closely linked with the Aztec religion. As stated above, the Aztec dress was notable for its great color. This was achieved by means of natural pigments. The two most important were indigo and purple obtained from snails.
Mexican foods. Among the basic foods of the Mexica included corn, beans, and squash, which were often added chiles and tomatoes, all important ingredients of the diet of Mexicans today. The Aztecs collected small and abundant shrimp from Lake Texcoco, as well as spirulina algae, which were prepared in a kind of wafer rich in flavonoids. Although the Aztec diet was mainly vegetarian, the Aztecs consumed insects like chapulines, maguey worms, and larvae, etc. Cereals. Maize was the most important staple food of Aztecs. It was consumed at every meal by all social classes and played a central role in Aztec mythology. The corn was revered to such an extent that the women bled on the corn before it was cooked, so that it would not fear the fire, and no corn than the one dropping on the ground when wasted.